Are you constantly putting out fires, just trying to make it through the day? Do you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel, always busy but never actually getting anywhere meaningful? This is what we call survival mode. It's that feeling of being reactive, constantly dealing with urgent tasks, and never having the time or energy to think about the future. Your brain is so focused on immediate threats and problems that long-term planning feels like a luxury you can't afford. You're stuck in a cycle of stress, exhaustion, and feeling overwhelmed. But what if I told you there's a different way to live? A way to break free from this cycle and take back control. It's called strategy mode. Imagine a life where you're not just surviving, but thriving, where you feel calm, focused, and in control. A life where you're proactively shaping your future instead of just reacting to your present. This is the power of shifting from survival mode to strategy mode. Strategy mode is about being intentional. It's about having a clear vision for what you want and creating a plan to get there. It's about making conscious choices that align with your long-term goals, rather than letting your day be dictated by a never-ending to-do list. The difference is night and day. Survival mode is about defense. Strategy mode is about offense. Survival mode is about the short term. Strategy mode is about the long term. So, how do we make this shift? It sounds great in theory, but when you're drowning in emails and deadlines, how do you find the space to even think about strategy? The first step is to recognize that you are in survival mode. Acknowledging the problem is crucial. Some signs you might be in this mode include feeling constantly rushed, having trouble sleeping, because your mind is racing, making impulsive decisions you later regret, and neglecting your health or relationships because you're too busy. Does any of this sound familiar? If so, don't worry. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not stuck. The very fact that you're watching this video means you're ready for a change. The next step is to create some breathing room. You can't think strategically when your brain is in a state of high alert. You need to intentionally carve out moments of calm in your day. This doesn't have to be a 2-week bucket. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes to meditate, going for a short walk without your phone, or just sitting in silence with a cup of tea. The goal is to interrupt the stress cycle and give your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning and decision-making, a chance to come online. Think of it like rebooting a computer. Sometimes, you just need to power down for a moment to get things running smoothly again. Once you've created a little space, it's time to gain clarity. You can't create a strategy if you don't know where you're going. Ask yourself some big questions. What truly matters to me? What do I want my life to look like in 1 year? 5 years? What kind of impact do I want to have? Write down your answers. Don't censor yourself. This is your vision for your life. Having this clarity acts as your North Star. It helps you distinguish between what's merely urgent and what's genuinely important. When you know what your long-term goals are, it becomes much easier to say no to things that distract you from them. With your vision in hand, it's time to build a simple, actionable plan. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a surefire way to get overwhelmed and slide right back into survival mode. Instead, pick 1 or 2 key areas you want to focus on. Maybe it's your career, your health, or your finances. Then, break down your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to start a side business, a small step could be to spend 1 hour a week researching market ideas. If your goal is to get healthier, a small step could be to go for a 20-minute walk 3 times a week. The key is to make the steps so small that they feel almost effortless. This builds momentum and creates a positive feedback loop. Now, let's talk about the biggest challenge: managing your time and energy. This is where most people get tripped up. A great tool for this is the Eisenhower matrix. It helps you categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. You divide your tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and not urgent and not important. People in survival mode spend most of their time in the urgent and important quadrant. The secret to shifting to strategy mode is to spend more time in the important but not urgent quadrant. This is where real progress happens. This is where you work on your long-term goals, invest in your skills, and build relationships. To spend more time on what's important, you need to be ruthless about eliminating or delegating things that aren't. Look at your urgent but not important tasks. These are often interruptions, other people's priorities masquerading as your own. Learn to say a polite but firm no. Look at your not urgent and not important tasks. These are your time wasters mindless scrolling on social media, binge watching shows you don't even enjoy. Be honest with yourself about where your time is going and reclaim it. Even finding an extra 30 minutes a day to dedicate to your strategic goals can make a massive difference over time. Another crucial part of maintaining strategy mode is building robust systems and routines. Your willpower is a finite resource. You can't rely on it to make good decisions all day, every day. Instead, create routines that make your desired behaviors automatic. For example, if you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, plan your meals for the week on Sunday. These systems reduce decision fatigue and free up your mental energy for more important, strategic thinking. They put your progress on autopilot. Let's also talk about the mindset shift. People in survival mode often have a scarcity mindset. They believe there's never enough time, money, or opportunity. To move into strategy mode, you need to cultivate an abundance mindset. This means believing that there are plenty of resources and opportunities available to you. It's about seeing possibilities instead of problems. A practical way to foster this is to practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to identify 3 things you're grateful for. This simple exercise retrains your brain to look for the positive, which opens you up to new ideas and solutions. Finally, remember that this is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you slip back into survival mode. That's okay. Life happens. The key is not to beat yourself up about it. Pust notaisit. Take a deep breath and gently guide yourself back to your strategy. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's about building the resilience to navigate challenges without getting derailed from your long-term vision. Each time you successfully shift back into strategy mode, you strengthen that mental muscle, making it easier to stay there in the future. So let's recap the steps to move from survival to strategy. First, acknowledge you're in survival mode. Second, create breathing room to calm your mind. Third, gain clarity on your long-term vision. Fourth, break down your vision into small, actionable steps. Fifth, manage your time and energy by focusing on what's important, not just what's urgent. Sixth, build systems and routines to automate your progress. And seventh, cultivate an abundance mindset. By implementing these practices, you can break free from the reactive cycle of survival and start intentionally designing a life you love. You have the power to switch from being a pawn in the game of life to being the chess master. The choice is yours. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on how to live a more intentional and fulfilling life. Let me know in the comments which step you're going to start with. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.